Stimulating. Mind experiment.
It's no sleep, baby.
Welcome, everybody, to No Sleep, the podcast, a tremendous comedy podcast if you've never seen it before. If you're tuning in live for the first time, that'd be pretty wild just to stumble upon this one. But my name is AJ Simmons. I'm 1/3 of your comedy trio, and I'm going to do a couple jokes to get us warmed up.
Oh, boy.
Get on the dance floor for us here. The economy is so fucked up right now. I would drive any of the before cars on Pimp My Ride. One more. All right, here we go. I got a great idea for a gym for people that are trying to get huge without steroids. Big Naturals.
I go to that gym.
Same. That's where I've been working out for the last couple months.
Cut to toll.
Yeah. That's one of my original jokes.
It is.
I used to be able to bench 400 pounds. And now I have huge tits. Let's see, guys. I got some cool stuff for Christmas. I got a lot of treats for Christmas. You guys, people gave me a lot of candy because they heard I like snacks. And it turns out that it seems like the sour candy really gives me diarrhea. I call those the Sour Patch Skids. Yeah, all right. Woo. Sour Patch Skids. I wrote it down. That's how good it was.
You better write that down.
I couldn't not do it.
Take that one home.
This one, I don't know if it's a joke. It's just a story about something that happened to me today. I've got a bidet for Christmas. Me and Sarah each got each other bidets because we both think we got stinky butts, probably, I guess. Or one of us does. Probably not me. Anyway, I mean, not me. She thinks I have a stinky butt. Right. Whatever. Okay. Anyway, so last night I ate a bunch of bran and I took a bunch of fucking fiber like I always do. And today at work, I got to my second stop and I was like, I'm going to fucking shit my pants, like for real. And it was so I go to the first couple stops. I'm like, I'm not shitting at these places. I don't want to. And then I was like, the next stop is pretty private. There's only going to be, I had to call the woman there to let me in. I was like, so this is going to be
exclusive club.
This is going to be a good spot to shit. So I get there and it's at a golf course with a tiny little clubhouse. And I get there and I'm like, my stomach is like cramping. I was like, oh, like I could barely walk. It hurt so bad. I had to shit so bad. And I was like, I can't. And so I get there and I'm doing the beer stuff and I look, the bathroom is a locker room that's wide open. Right. And the woman is sitting right in front of it doing her paperwork. And I was like,
right. The boosters on the rocket.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God.
So I do going away from the.
So I keep doing my work. I'm like, I'm going to shit my pants. And I hold it long enough that it's like does one of those, like goes back up and in. And I was like, thank fucking God. Oh my God, I'm going to make it. And I'm not going to have to shit right in front of this woman listening to me shitting my fucking brains out with Bran and Metamucil. So I'm like, I'll shit at the next stop where I can, it'll be better than this at least. I go to the next stop. It's a wine and spirits, a Hy-Vee wine and spirits.
Just sweating the whole way there.
Buddy, I was like, oh God. And I get there and the woman, the manager who's normally out and about in the office, in the store was at her office, which is just in the back room. Literally directly across from the bathroom door. And I was like, oh God. And I tried to keep working. And I was like, I can't. And I fucking waddled to the bathroom. I was like, don't do it. I was like, I have to do it. I locked the door. I closed. And I'm just like,
style.
I'm like, oh. And if I'm shitting at work, that means it's already bad news. And I was like, there's nothing. Right. And anyway, I took a massive shit. I guarantee she could hear it. And then I creak the door open, and I'm like, hee. I try. I don't want to close it and like lock it all in there, so I leave it like partially open but barely with the light on.
A slow release.
Yeah. And then I, go do my stuff, and I go back there to talk to her a little bit. I'm like, it smells like somebody fucking died and shit back here. So you're welcome, lady. I'm sorry. Anyway, that was the second one. And then today when I got home from work, Sarah was like, hee, remember when you used to come home to an empty house? And I was like, I sure do. But it's nice to come home to a bunch of people that are happy to see you.
Yeah.
But it is
As long as the bathroom's open.
Yeah, I didn't need it today. I should at work. So, yeah, anyway. To Alex.
So is the toilet double bidet then?
No, we sent one back.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Sent one back.
I said that'd be sick.
It kind of sucks
Double
because
sprayer.
that would be have one in the front just for funsies.
Yeah.
Just to get the front of your balls. Yeah.
Shine them up while you're there.
I got a water pick. Where? In my toilet.
Those are game changers, by the way. I thought the dentist was selling me a little hard because I was
Water
never
pick?
much of a flosser.
Yeah.
Water pick, I got one off Amazon for $20. Good investment.
Changes the game.
Does.
The flossing.
Yeah, I think about getting one of those.
I would recommend it, man. I will say, not to endorse water pick here, but
Big water pick has made its way to the podcast.
that's right.
There you go.
It's infiltrated. Anyway,
It's 2025.
it's Alex's time to shine.
Ooh, I got nothing.
Hey,
Spent the week trying to write jokes for no sleep, and it ain't going well. This happens every time.
I got a
Tighten it up tomorrow at the open mic.
I got a
That's
question
right.
for you guys.
Yes.
I was today in one of these towns I was in. I was behind a big old pickup truck, and its license plate was flat WMN. Do you think this was just a woman that didn't have any was flat chested, flat woman?
Flat-assed, maybe.
I mean, that's where your brain goes.
And I was like, why would you get that? What is an odd license plate?
Just a girl
Maybe
with
she had breast cancer
with
or
a
something?
dog butt.
Yeah,
Or it's just the
just a flat butt.
yeah, the flat butt.
woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was odd. It seemed very strange to advertise. I was like, was it a dude who's ladies? I don't know.
It's very interesting because just like 2 days ago, I saw a lady driving a little crossover that had a license plate that said 64 Willies or 64 Willie, something like that. Well, let me pull it up just to be sure here. That was like, seems kind of suggestive.
64 Willie.
Yeah, let me
Oh, I'm
Google
sorry, 63 Willies, you see?
63 Willies. What was she driving?
Yeah, some sort of little crossover, or maybe a little truck. I'm trying to remember.
Because that could be a Jeeps.
I did not think of it that way. I thought of the 63 Willies.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know what it means.
Right.
There's too many personalized license plates around that don't mean anything. They need to be like cool and hilarious. Otherwise,
I still remember one from my childhood that I spent so long trying to figure out what it meant. And when I finally figured it out, I was like, am I a
solved the
genius or
riddle?
is this guy a genius? Because it was 04A4RE. I was like, what the hell does that mean? Do you guys know what it means yet?
04. I almost would need to see the
I know,
letter
I need to-
forms.
It was O4A Ferrari. O4A Ferrari. I was like, oh, this guy's fucking smart. I was like, but I was 8, so he wasn't.
Shout out to Toll's new drip. I feel like are these brand new carpenter jeans as well.
These are Christmas jeans.
Right.
Christmas drip over
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Christmas jeans.
Flex
my
on
muffin
these
shirt.
hoes.
Everly was very impressed with my
I
muffin
knew
shirt.
it.
I like
I
the
said,
tie
Everly,
dye.
what do you think of this shirt? Just muffin. I was like, yeah, that's right. Muffin
Yeah.
is the ornery,
Yeah, looking sharp,
the ornery
buddy.
cousin.
New Good
And,
Sons hat too.
I got this for doing a bunch of extra work at Good Sons.
Recently?
They were like,
Toll
"Could you-"
McGrain did extra
They
work.
were like, "Could you? Hey, I do extra work all the time, buddy. Just not the work I'm supposed to do." Yeah, and he was like, "Thanks, man," because I helped him with leaky hose and a couple other things. Swapped out a coupler for him.
God damn.
And I know the owner, and he was like, "Here you go, man." He gave me a T-shirt and a hat. I was like, "Shit." I will wear this hat
Yeah. Hey,
for sure, bro.
you know I love a trucker.
Yeah, buddy. I owe Good Sons fucking lots of money too, so I'll do some free advertising for him. Talk
Yeah.
about shit in my pants.
Call that a brand collab.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's the movement these days.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a natural, just slip the ad in. No one even knows
right.
it's there.
It's like when you do one of those invite collaborator on an Instagram post, where it's the two accounts joint.
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Speaking of, the baby didn't shit all weekend.
Oh, that's not good.
And we got like an emergency message from her daycare provider. Blowout.
Yep.
And I was like, a good baby. Way to go.
Brown alert.
Yep.
Everyone's
I
phone.
was like, hell yeah. Good job.
Is she past the what was that thing called where it's weird black poops?
Yeah,
in the
that's just
beginning?
like the first few days.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. What was it called?
I forget what it's called now. Mycelium?
I think that's right.
Something like that. We'll never know.
It'd be funny
Yeah.
if that was something else.
Mycelium
I'm going
is
to Google
fungus.
what mycelium is. Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
But it's a word that's very similar to that,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Merconium.
Root-like structure of fungus. Weird black baby shit. How about I Google that?
But
like
maybe you shouldn't.
I think it's an onium at the end. Merconium or something.
Yeah.
Merconium sounds like a cool name. This is my son, Merconium.
Call him Merc.
Meconium. Meconium.
Oh, okay.
Meconium. Good job, buddy.
Yep. Damn, we're like a couple of doctors over here.
Well, I asked all those baby questions on when Sarah was here.
Yeah.
It really stuck.
Yeah.
AJ learned a thing or two.
I'm yet to start my institute for guys like me to ask questions at.
That's what Dee's is going to be.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be offering Sunday free workshops where guys can ask questions about stuff.
And I'll be right there to make up answers.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, my God.
Now our valedictorian, Toll McGregor. Anything new and exciting beyond a giant gas station shit?
That was, I didn't know if I should, I had one more thing. Oh, the license plate thing. Shing offers. That was really, yeah, big no sleep show this upcoming weekend. That's exciting.
I heard about that.
I heard about that, too. Is that real? Or is that a joke? Is that like a real thing?
It's real. Radio silence from AJ, so we know it's getting serious.
Yes. He's like,
Working hard. Yeah, been a lot of long nights over here at the
bet.
office. Trying to, this is the first one that me and Mr. Jacobson are collabing on the intro
Oh,
video.
nice.
So it's going to be when worlds collide.
the intro videos are always
It's going to be like when Linkin Park
Always
and
great.
Jay-Z got together.
Oh, yeah. So what you're saying is I'm not going to listen
Yeah,
to
that's
it.
correct. Half
never
of
did
everybody's going to hate it.
I heard people like that a lot. I never did listen to it, though.
There were some all right ones in there.
Yeah.
I think it was very much like new metal time in the
Yeah.
world. So, but I was someone that I didn't mind. Was it Run DMC that did the Aerosmith?
Yeah. Walk this way.
Yeah, where I was like, I didn't mind it.
No.
Something different. Some people gonna hate, but they always gonna hate.
That's true.
If I've learned anything about the internet lately, they always gonna hate.
they be hating.
That's
The
what
internet be hating.
I've said it before, but Linkin Park, I used to kind of pretend to hate. And then when Chester died, I was like, Linkin Park sucks. I was like, but it's weird that I know all the words to 19 of their songs.
They suck so bad, I love them.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah, it's hard out in these internet streets. I find I've leathered myself to it for the most part, but even now, just running all these ads for the show coming up on this Saturday, I'm not even in these ads, but people will chirp up on little things like someone was making fun of one of the people in the video because she's in a wheelchair.
Jeez.
And then I go and where he was like, "Is everyone else in a wheelchair too?" And then I clicked on his profile, And his most recent post, I wrote it down.
Let's go to the notes.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog.
Oh my! Are you serious?
And it looked like he took that picture inside of a '93 Ford Taurus, and I was like, "Yeah, real."
Isn't that almost your
fighting dog
exact joke?
His wheelchair is on its way.
Yes, exactly. He's more of a Rascal Scooter kind of guy.
Yeah.
No offense.
Dave took umbrage with
No
that.
offense, news desk.
Dave wheeled right out of here as soon as I said that. But it's just, it goes back to talking about almost being in traffic with the people driving like fucking assholes. I don't know if you saw that video from Toledo that's been going around this last day. Basically, the clip starts and it's just sort of a perpendicular view, like you see a road going this way.
Yeah.
Icy, like because all these storms have been going on. This blue car hauling ass slams on its brakes, and then a car slowly is approaching, like giving it, 40 plus feet of wiggle room. Have you seen it?
No.
Of lead room. So it's like, okay. And then you see from that front car a lady get out and be like, wah, da, 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 da. You can't hear everything she's saying, but she's like, get the fuck out of the car. I'm gonna beat you up, bitch. I guess a girl was driving, and then a guy in the car that's being yelled at gets out of the passenger seat and is like trying to calm her down, and then she hauls off. Boom! Like cracks this guy in the side of the head, and then he goes, what?
Oh man!
Basically, like suplexes her directly onto her neck,
oh shit!
She's even fine, but by far the funniest part is that right before she gets suplexed.
The funniest part.
Yes, because it does look a little rough, right? That being said, she cracked this guy. In the face, where it's like that. I think that's fair game at that point. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Especially because she's coming like punching this girl's window.
Who comes out swinging? It makes me wonder what this world is coming to.
I guarantee, right before she did that, she'd probably just hit post comment on a status somewhere, being a dick, almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
But right before she hauled off and punched the guy, she's like, "Don't make me get Montez out here," who I'm assuming must be like her man that was in the car.
Yeah.
And then as she's getting suplex, you hear Montez, and then you don't see Montez get out of the car, and I'm like, I bet Montez knew exactly what was coming.
Yeah.
Or he was just like,
he's like, huh? What?
Yeah.
He's gonna
Turns
break
the
up with her
radio
while
up.
she's in traction.
You just see Montez walk away in the distance.
Oh my god, dude!
But it's just stuff like that where it made me think of the road rage stuff we were talking about, where it's like that guy was very clearly like trying to de-escalate the whole thing, and it wasn't like a little pitter patter. She had a nice little like full.
Yeah.
She
It was a
felt
good
follow
swing.
through.
Yeah. It wasn't one of these. It was a like.
Yeah, she
full-
cracked the guy, and I was like, "What are you thinking?" Because someone
That's assault, brother.
yeah, that's assault, brother. And it's one of those things where everyone in the comments was like, "Look, I don't condone it, but
That's like
fair enough."
If you get hit hard enough, you just react.
Yeah, that's what it looked like too. Where it's like, again, seemed like a pretty reasonable guy. He did have pajama pants on, but maybe he was coming from a
It's 2025.
I have
everyone's
pajama
wearing
pants on.
pants.
yeah,
all
exactly.
the
I'm not
time.
going to judge his pajama pants,
No.
but it's the suplex was impressive too. But Toledo, Ohio is the.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, you'll
Oh,
see it floating around. It's been blowing up over the last.
I spent way too much time last night. I couldn't fall asleep. And I somehow got into watching like an hour's worth of videos of people getting pulled over that claim they're sovereign citizens. Have you seen
my God.
I've seen plenty of those in the past, but I watched like 10 of them in a row. These people trying to explain how the law works and all this and that.
Right.
Oh my God. It's so,
Did you watch the most recent
so stupid.
season of Fargo?
No.
John Hamm, Sovereign. It's like it's running. Anyway, if you haven't seen it,
I heard it's good.
it is quite good. I love Fargo.
So I know what the words separately mean, sovereign and citizen. But is there like some special grounds that they're trying, or are they just saying that like I'm a citizen of this country? It's a fancy way of saying that I'm an American and you can't
It's
treat
the
me this
fancy way
way.
of saying I'm not an American.
It's a bunch of info went out. Probably it's like QAnon level stuff where it's like actually the law is written like this, and it's not. If you tell a cop that you're under Article 4, then they have to let you go. You're a sovereign citizen. You don't have to have a driver's license to drive. That's not how the law works. And so these yahoos get pulled over by the cops, and they're fully sure that they are correct. They're like, I'm a sovereign citizen. I don't have to show you my ID. You need to get a magistrate, and they use all these stupid words.
Okay, so what does sovereign mean then?
I
thought I knew.
meaning, but a sovereign is like a country under its own power.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're basically saying like I am my own country.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's what they think they're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, your
They don't have
country's
to
about to
follow
get
the
punched in the
laws.
face. by
Yeah,
a
they're
police
like they
officer.
try and claim that the laws of the United States in whatever state they're in don't apply to them.
Well, because I remember Wesley Snipes basically did that argument when the tax shit happened, where he was like, I'm a sovereign citizen. That was his argument, I think, initially. And then they were like, you going to jail, dog.
Yeah.
And then he went to jail. Yeah. But I remember that was a big point of that, was that he felt that taxes were bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
Well, sure, but that doesn't mean you don't have to pay. Them.
Yeah. I mean,
You were talking about a bunch of people in the comments being like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't hit a woman, but this one makes sense. You ever seen a video of someone on a bike get run over on the internet? It's an entire comment section. Doesn't matter the video. If somebody on a bike gets hit by a car, people are like, well, I wouldn't do it myself, but I'm glad to see it.
Yeah. Sorry, bicyclist.
there does seem to be truly like a almost a Bloods and Crips level rivalry between the cycling community and cars.
Yeah.
They don't take.
I think
kindly
there's
to one another.
a weird thing happening with dash cams too, where people think that I saw a dash cam video recently where somebody's recording and a car on the interstate makes a U-turn in front of them. There's clearly plenty of space for this person to slow down. And rather than this person that made the illegal U-turn gets in their lane, and then this person videotaping just slams into him and rams them right into the side of the fucking wall.
Jesus.
And they're like, dash cam. And I'm like, bitch, you could have stopped. Like, I don't think there's a defense.
Dash committing a crime.
Right.
That's a crime.
Yeah, it's. I don't think you understand how this works.
Well,
Like, you don't get free,
Yeah, it's not a
reign
freebie.
to do whatever you want because
you don't
they
get
did something
a
illegal.
free shot on goal just because they
yeah.
did something else.
Yeah.
because I got a webcam in my car.
Yes.
It's so weird too because I remember only seeing dash cam footage on like Live Leak in Russia.
Yeah.
Where I was like, did they get dash cam somehow 30 years before the rest of the, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It was
I
an
don't know.
insurance thing. They had to have them over there for a long
okay.
time.
Because I remember you just see the wild,
Yeah.
you'd see like a bear driving a car, like whatever,
Yeah.
you see crazy shit. And then all of a sudden, and now it's like everyone's kind of getting them, which kind of makes sense, I guess, where it's like some of these road rage type of things, if you think it's
Yeah.
about like whatever, that whole suplex, that might go differently if that whole thing wasn't recorded, because it's sort of a they said we're saying type of situation where it's like Montez. I mean, you can see the whole thing. You watch the whole thing play out where it's like that was that's assault, brother.
Yeah.
And at that point, I think it's self defense more or less. I
Yeah.
mean. And Montez did not step in at all. Montez was on their side of it.
Are there like seeing red laws?
What do you mean?
Like where
Crime
you
of
just
passion,
get, where you get like so.
There's that classic clip, not to cut you off, but
No, that's okay.
Relevant to it. Classic is in like historically classic, I guess. But it's that guy who's, I think it was his son, was like molested hardcore by this guy, and he's walking through an airport, and he's at a little phone booth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Turns around with a gun, kills the guy right there on camera in the airport. I think he did like 2 years and got out because they were like, his son was raped by this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, what are you going to do?
And
It's like the comment
depending on the
section, who's going to
jury,
complain?
like, yeah, I'm not.
That scene is like a crime of pet, which I'm like, yeah. I mean, I think that one shakes out pretty even
Yeah.
as it goes. Again, not to condone murder on the podcast either.
No.
Here we go.
Yeah.
More loopholes.
But I think
These are the small town bumper stickers. I saw one today. Save an animal, hunt a pedophile. And I was like, okay, but do you know the pet? Like, I feel like it's weird. Like, are you aware of who the pedophiles are?
we're building a case.
Yeah, I don't see people out there like shooting pedophiles, and it's just
really.
I don't know.
That guy has the creepiest face of all time. He really has like a Nicholson Joker face.
Oh yeah,
Like
Matt Gaetz.
Keeps changing it too.
Yeah.
Peeling it back even further.
But I do believe there is. I don't know if it almost becomes like a manslaughter versus like a murder
Right.
or whatever. Yeah, like a crime of passion.
I heard
thing.
this story. I don't even want it. I don't know why I brought it up, but this dude was on vacation with his daughter in Europe. I think they were in Greece or a big city in Europe. And this guy, all this terrible shit had happened to him. And then the guy got his wallet taken finally. And then he got a bunch of cash that he got wired to him. And then that got stolen from him. And this dude who was like a 50-some-year-old college professor on vacation with his daughter went fucking ape shit and like took out like 5 dudes. Like was like, yeah. And they said this was like a psychology podcast, or like this is something that can happen when somebody like snaps. So he takes out all these dudes. Yes, exactly like that. Yeah. So he freaks out, and his daughter was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And they run after he takes all these dudes out and gets his money back. They bolt. Well, turns out this gang was after him, and he only had that short bit of like superhero moment where he's like, "What the fuck was I even doing back there?"
Right.
And the whole thing happens. But this is kind of what I was thinking of when I was like the seeing red, because that does happen when you're like are so filled with rage, you have no control over what you're doing. Really,
you get so mad, then you're like
I
like, know kung fu.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Then he gets suplexed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That should. I mean, I guess I've never seen it personally, but
I need to see this video, by the way. 'Cause
yes,
that just sounds nice.
I should have called it. I should have had it prepped. I apologize, folks. But you're going to see it on the internet probably regardless. It's been blowing up over this last day. I've been seeing it everywhere. But
love to see a Karen getting body slammed.
Well, it's sort of like that one by the pond or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very much in that same spirit of like, and it's not even.
You did this to yourself.
Yeah, and I don't even want it to be like a gender specific thing. It's more just like you can't hit people like that because some people are gonna, as the kids say, clap back.
I think most.
Yes.
Normal.
Never
people.
knew who you're trying to
just
swing
like the
on.
reaction.
Also,
whatever.
I mean, what is I don't know this woman, but like
what was her plan?
what is she planning on swinging on a man that just got out of a car?
Yeah. Who's clearly like trying to like bring it down.
Yeah.
You know, where it's just
Like what was your plan there?
That's someone who's never been punched before.
yes. That's so much of it.
She will
too.
think next time after getting suplexed.
Yeah.
Montez not coming to her to her side.
Montez called an Uber right then. He was like,
My lip. What? Oh, my lips here. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
well, it's so obvious too, because like the clip gives you so much of the context of like, I think she's initially claiming that these people were riding her ass, but literally everything within the clip is her hauling ass down an icy street, slamming on the brakes, and then whatever, 80 to 100 feet back, slowly follow. It's like these.
Did they hit her?
No, I think she in the beginning is claiming that that they were riding her ass. Like that's the first thing she's kind of screaming as she's walking towards the car, and then she's banging on the window with her hand. I mean, these are things where it's like the wrong person, they might just shoot you through the window.
You don't know.
I mean, like
you don't know.
Don't get out of your car. And these guys, I mean, Jesus, crazy. Yeah. Comment sections, traffic.
Yeah.
No one's safe.
No, dude. I saw another reel or TikTok, some psychiatrist on a talk show talking about. You can watch the timeline of the depression of adolescent girls, where it's like, it's pretty normal. And then with the ubiquity of smartphones, about 2010 or so, pew, it shoots straight up and hasn't gone down since. You're like, oh man, that's a bummer.
Is it just getting hate to them, or is it like a
I
comparative
think it's also
thing
the comparative, just like the pressure of life. The pressure.
I feel it.
Yeah, dude, I feel it
Not
as a
as a-
43-year-old man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Try being an adolescent girl.
Oh,
See how
buddy,
that goes.
can't even imagine.
That's tough stuff right there.
No, I'm gonna try to. I don't know. It's scary having little
When you
kids,
you
having
got
little girls.
two on.
By the time they're older,
Two
there'll
on
be a
deck.
brand new terrible thing you got to worry about.
Yeah, we'll have brain implants by then. Won't have to worry about it. Our alien overlords will be telling us what to do, and I won't have to worry about shit.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, my dad's calling me. 1 second.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
My dad's calling me on my vape.
Hello?
Well, I got to clear the line.
I've only got 10,000 minutes on this."
45,000 puffs,
Ooh, that's a good one.
45,000 minutes. It almost tastes better towards the end.
Puffs or
Is that-
minutes. You
Yes.
gotta split them up.
That's right.
If you puff too much,
These
you can't get-
digiflavors.
Well, you get 500 nighttime puffs.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Weekends are free
Yeah, yeah.
puffs.
That's right.
And the little vent in the back closes after
Yeah.
midnight, so you got to puff really hard.
Yeah.
But you can get some if you try hard enough.
I miss those. Like, it's so funny to even think of now. I guess I don't remember exactly. I guess maybe 2007-ish is when I remember the minutes thing kind of going away. Because I remember,
Yeah.
I only had so many text messages, and my mom would would know if
yes.
I went over.
Oh,
yeah.
And so I would, for my girlfriend at the time, I allotted at least 30 so I could send a good morning, beautiful every day before
Oh,
school.
boy. Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah.
But I was
yeah.
like, guys, I can't text anymore because I only got 30 left.
Yeah, I can remember like getting a phone back then, and the package got 500 texts like a month or something.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, right, nice.
Yeah.
I go through that before 11 a.m.
Exactly.
Yes,
Jesus
yes.
Christ.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember thinking how weird
I'm
it was.
texting my enemies that
too.
many
Yeah,
messages.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Good morning, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Good morning, fucker. Watch your back. Also, buy tickets to the Valley Show, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Please do buy tickets to that, folks. You get to see Toll and Alex in the buff.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Are you going to wear a suit? Or
Yeah, that's the
to
plan.
reveal? Yeah.
I got to find it. But
Dust
dusting around.
off.
My mom said, how'd you lose it? I said, I didn't lose it. Somebody moved in. So you don't know where it is?
Somebody moved in.
I got
You know.
new roommates. Mom.
Yeah. I was like, no, I don't know where it is. It's
I don't know where
somewhere.
anything is.
Yeah. I literally don't know where a single fucking thing is.
Right, yeah.
That's Sarah ransacked the kitchen when she moved in. And I'll be like, do we have any tweezers? But not that they'd be in the kitchen, but
Right.
any fucking thing in the whole
I
place.
keep my tweezers in the oven. You know that.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know where anything is. I'm starting to figure it out, but I was like, yeah.
They do like to organize, I
Yeah,
find.
do we have a? See, that's the thing. I don't organize at all, but I have a sense of where everything is.
Of course.
Where I
Organized
put
chaos.
it. It's not disorganized, organized chaos. I guess you're right, but
But almost like the
Piles.
Ollivander's
Yeah.
wand guy, where it's like it's all these like dusty old books, and
Yeah.
it's all sort of shambled up. But you know where.
you know.
yes, I would have times where I would leave all my. You guys remember that bar I had? All my comedy shit would be on top of that bar. And then every once in a while, Jimmy'd get a bug up his ass and fucking organize
that
it.
was always hilarious.
And I'd be like, shit! Like, I got a show. Like, what the fuck am I going to do?
Where's my scroll?
Yes, yes. Yeah. But I had to figure it out, you know?
Yeah, it was always there was some tension in the air when I knew that Jimmy had clearly cleaned. Because I'd walk in and be like, it looks nice in here,
And I
man.
go, oh, cleaned up, huh? You're like, yeah, Jimmy clean. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I
Good old
didn't know where
Jimbo.
certain things were. Like, I didn't know where the Christmas tree was. I found it, though.
Yeah, where was that?
In the basement, in a perfectly normal spot.
Nice. Are both of your trees still up, by the way?
They're down
Damn.
as of this
Yeah,
weekend.
took mine down
Really?
this
I
week.
think I'm waiting post show. I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep the Christmas cheer heading into the
Absolutely.
weekend.
Dude,
idea.
I was. This is something I was going to bring up on the podcast. It's just how damn sad I am that Christmas is over.
Went by too fast.
Buddy, every year. And
Goodbye.
it seems like the older I get, the faster it goes by, and the more sad I am that it's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about Christmas songs. I was like, half of Christmas songs aren't really even about Christmas. Why can't we just keep playing them?
They're all about premarital sex.
That's right. Baby, it's cold outside. And magical snowmen walking around. They don't mention Christmas once in Frosty the Snowman. That isn't a Christmas song. It's a magical snowman song.
That is true.
Keep it going. Walking in a winter wonderland. No mention of Christmas.
Not one.
It's implied.
But it's also, is Christmas a winter wonderland anymore? No, it's a muddy fucking shit fest. Winter wonderland is
Like
later.
Woodstock 99.
That's
out there.
right. Yeah.
Corn
So
just took the stage.
Yep.
That's right.
We're-
Everybody lit the porta potties on fire.
That's my favorite Christmas song.
A Jonathan
It's
Davis
kinda-
Christmas.
It's very Christmassy right now, though, in terms of
It
temp
is.
and snow sticking. Came a week late, unfortunately.
It always does.
God damn it.
Yep.
I love it though. Like I ain't my, because I had to change a bunch of fuses in the old RAV4 this last 2 days. Had some weird dash light issue where I would like, because my little knob, like the sort of light, stick that you can bang up and down or whatever for brights and stuff. Mine, you twist on the end, and that's how you like pull all the lights out or turn them off,
Yeah.
But for some reason, I would turn it to off, and so headlights would go up, and then the dash lights would come on, which I after some research,
It's kind of the opposite of what you're going for.
yes, which was killing my
Well,
battery.
the lights, because when you turn the lights on in like my car, the dash gets way dimmer because it thinks it's dark out, so the lights don't have to be
Interesting.
as bright.
Well, basically, it wasn't turning off when it was like turning on something that should be turning it off is what was happening, which was killing my battery. Luckily, I have a little jumper pack, which I learned from Mr. McGrain. Greatest investment I've ever made.
It's pretty awesome.
Just having a $90 little thing, you charge it up with like a USB or whatever. It works great. You don't have to worry about
Absolutely.
another car and all that.
I
other
forgot about
bullshit.
that whole fiasco with the.
I
The
thought
nonstop.
I was gonna have to live like that because I was like working on these fuses. Because there's like 3 different fuse compartments in this car. There's like an interior one, and there's 2 in the engine bay. And I'm sitting there like changing every single one. I'm looking at them, like trying to figure out what the fuck. Because there's like so many that
10
handle.
degrees outside. You're like,
Yeah, and I'm like, freaking out. But eventually, got the right fuse.
Nice.
Fixed it. Yeah, I felt like, what am I? Pet boy over here?
MacGyver? Yeah,
like that boy.
Yeah, real grease monkey, But it fucking sucks when it's ice cold out. But
Yeah.
I was going somewhere with that before, but whatever. Fuck it.
I don't know.
We're talking about Christmas and weather.
Car
But jumper
fuses.
pack, well worth it, folks.
Yeah.
That much I will say.
Did you have a nice birthday there, AC?
I did. I did nothing. It was great.
Oh, that's
Yep.
nice.
Turned 49, sat around, did nothing.
I was going to set that there for us.
Although the night,
His and
here's
his.
a story on. So my birthday. So this was on my birthday night, January 1st. It was like about time to go to bed. Gonna let farty arty outside, and went out the back, walked up the side, the front of the house, and I'm like, oh shit, there's a loose dog in the neighborhood. Look out, Artie. See this dog coming down the street, and I'm looking at it, and it's just this enormous dog just walking down the middle of the road, and it gets up and like probably 20 yards from me. I'm kind of up on a hill where the road's down, and it stops and looks at me. I'm like, this is a fucking coyote, and it's a humongous one.
Damn.
And I go,
Damn.
I don't know what to do, so I go, hey, and it just looks at me and puts his head down, like, and it starts to kind of like I'm gonna go up,
Like
see
stalk
what you're
you?
doing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, and I grab Artie and like run in the house as fast as I can. Fucking
You're like, Montez.
yeah.
And the coyote suplexes you onto your fucking head.
Yeah.
That's scary, though. I've been seeing a lot of them lately.
I've seen it.
Even in Sherman
This is
Hill.
one of the
Usually
number one.
Usually they're really like, thin and kind of squirrely looking.
Yeah.
This was like a big. That's why I thought it was a dog. But I'm
Like
that's a big
well-fed.
fucking dog. But dogs don't usually just walk down the middle of a
Been
street.
eating a lot of delicious cats.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's rabbits and squirrels and
Shit's everywhere.
all sorts of stuff. But
That is-
yeah, when it stopped and I locked eyes with it, like my hair on my back and my neck went. "Whoo," I'm like, oh, that's a wild animal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary. I remember when we lived out in the country outside of Boone, which is about 4 or 5 miles out of town. So at that point, it's beautiful because like you don't get any light pollution, but you're out there.
Oh, yeah.
And you would hear the
Yeah.
little noises like that. I mean, my friends would be hanging out on the trampoline late at night.
Dude.
Be fun.
I remember
though.
that.
Yeah.
I'm camping as a grown ass, like 21-year-old, so not grown ass, but me and my buddies were camping and it was really cold. So all my friends go and sleep in their cars, and me and Jimmy, who didn't have cars, we got rides. We were still in the tent, freezing our balls off.
Roommates.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just before we were roommates. We were in there
Trying it out.
freezing our balls off, and we could hear the owls going, ooh, ooh. And we're like, oh my God. And then you hear these fucking coyotes doing the, oh, you're like, what the fuck? And he looked at me and he goes, I'm scared. And I looked at him and I go, Me too.
And then you both put your pants on and got out of there.
Yeah. It was.
Should we get in one
City
sleeping
boys.
bag to be safe?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, we'll go back to back so we can fend it off from every direction. I miss camping.
fun.
I keep saying I'm going to do it.
I know.
I don't
me
really
too.
miss it. The only thing, the only reason
Dave
to
wants to
camp,
go camp.
for me was to get as fucked up as possible in the middle of nowhere.
True.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure.
And then and then I
I'm
turned.
a sovereign citizen.
And then you become an adult and you can do that anytime you want.
Yeah. Yeah, it does it does wear off, kind of like
I do love looking at a fire, but I do that in my yard too.
Yeah, even that I feel like I guess the kid probably slowed it
Yeah,
down a little.
Yep.
But she'll be fire age soon enough.
She will. But yeah, the problem is looking right out the backyard. Her bedroom looks right out the backyard.
Nice.
So having little bonfires out there. But Sarah said she wouldn't care. I said,
Yeah.
I just wonder about like the smoke,
fire,
I
it's
guess.
when
Yeah.
Age eats too much spicy food.
Yeah. Just want to go to Who Hot.
Yeah.
It's in his fire age.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the baby could probably just hang out by the. I guess maybe a little smoke would be not so great.
Yeah, no. But
Yeah, put the car seat down, smoke just rolling in.
Yeah.
She's like, I like this.
just say I hate gray rabbits, baby. You guys know that one? Anyway.
I do not, but I laugh just to.
Yeah, you say I hate
supportive.
gray when people used to repeat it when the smoke was blowing right at them.
Oh,
I don't know why. It didn't.
just
Like
like
a
a.
little superstition thing to try to get it to blow away from you.
I don't mind a superstition.
No.
I've been around people that like throw the salt over their shoulder and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, why not? It's sort of. I guess I don't go so far as to be super religious, but I'm like, whatever, you know.
You're not superstitious, but you are a little stitious.
Yeah, that's
as
right.
Mike
Yeah.
Scott would
Where it's
say.
like, hey, a little rabbit's foot, maybe, you know.
I'm not. Yeah, I always say I'm not superstitious, but I do believe in coincidence, which is basically the same. Like
Yeah.
it's like keeping fortune cookie fortunes, good ones.
Yeah.
So if they come true, say, what are the odds? I had this fortune in my fucking wallet.
And everyone's like,
Yeah,
we don't care.
I'm like, well, I got $1 million, bitch.
Every once in a while, I'll get some good ones, but I do feel like they don't write them like they used to.
They don't.
Now
I think
it's like
there
this
must
All
be a
bunch of
writer's
corporate
strike.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Tuesday is a lucky day. You're like, that is not.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, they used to be so. I remember there was one that was like, "You will soon reunite with a stranger from the south."
That's what I'm talking
And
about.
I was like, what
I must
the
sound a little
fuck?
specific.
I was like, "Is it the cheerleader from Texas? That'd be fucking crazy." Yeah,
I never stopped thinking about it. Yeah, it would be. Look to the west at sunrise.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
For a wonderful surprise. You'd be like,
yeah.
oh, maybe I
All right.
will.
And then you're sitting there like, "What?"
Yeah.
When you see the coyote, you'll know
Yes.
that you are 1 week away from impending doom.
You were close. What did Artie do?
He was not paying any attention at all.
Perfect. Survival
Nice.
instinct through the
Yeah.
Oh, I
His
saw,
ass would have got snatched right off the streets. If
You got Artie's 23andMe back.
oh yes, Artie the super dog.
26% Chihuahua.
Yep.
What a bitch.
I must have missed this in the chat.
No, this is just on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then I definitely missed
He
it.
got his little doggy DNA. Yep. He's like
26% Chihuahua.
And then a whole bunch of
he's like 30 different dogs.
yeah,
Damn.
It's kind of crazy.
nutball.
He's
That's
crazy.
pretty cool though. He'll live forever.
good.
Yeah. Great.
That smile. Good. Good. Yeah.
Looks like they're having fun together, though.
Oh, they're
too.
great. I love them. They're fantastic. They're
Two
both crazy.
rascals.
Yeah. Settling into a normal pattern now. It's not as chaotic as the first week. The first week was like, this was a terrible idea.
Alex walking, and they're like the cords are crossing and stuff.
Pretty much. Yep. Yeah.
Are you able to walk them together and everything? Mm-hmm. Just trot along.
You seen that algorithm ad for the non-tangling 2-dog leash?
We have one of those.
Does it work?
I haven't tried it yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Angela caught
Report
wind of that.
back.
Yeah, I know. I got to take it for a spin.
yes.
Yeah.
That ice cream money.
I know.
He's got
buddy.
the non-takeable
This T-shirt is the ice cream money talking right here.
Yeah.
Muffin. Perfect. A little muffin right on my muffin top. Do you just have that shirt because you're fat? Shut up.
That was like, I think the last time I was at your place, I think Everly said something about my beard. And I was like, it's the oldest fat guy trick in the book. She was like, oh.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like, noted.
Yeah.
It is, though.
It does work. I'm wondering what I'm going to do pre no sleep. The beard's shaggy. I never trim it. I just trim it off.
I think it looks pretty good, actually.
Oh, thank you.
It comes in pretty even.
We're beard boys now all at
yeah.
the same time. That usually doesn't
Yeah.
happen. Usually one of us
Yeah.
drops out.
I'll be out after no sleep probably.
You'll shave her.
See what's up. See what's going on underneath.
Little check-in.
Yeah, Dave's is coming in real nice.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to see. He says
Dave has about 1:30 shadow going on.
Yeah.
No, not 5 o'clock yet.
Yeah. Yeah, he says it comes in like tumbleweed or something, but I kind of want to see, because I see enough of the stubble there that I'm like, I think because the hard part is just waiting through the shitty period of
Yeah.
it for most people, because that was tough for me. But now it's like I've actually become quite attached.
It's growing
to
it when you're like, okay, when can I shave my neck
Yes.
and not look like a complete douchebag
Yeah.
that's trying to have like the jawline 5 o'clock shadow thing going on?
Right. Or if you put it a little too high and it's like you have like two jaws.
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
And
You
one
have,
of
you have
them-
to center it correctly
Yes.
on your lines here on your face.
The pro tip I got from a barber friend for the at-home like neck lineup was just go 2 fingers like from your Adam's apple, basically.
That's
It's
not
like
where I hit.
yeah. See, it looks like you both are pretty much right there. But that's like a good basic point. Because before I was like, do I line it up with my balls or like,
Yeah.
like, how do I?
Some I do.
I just go right along your jawline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like- or right above it.
Yeah.
I love people
try
that
to do-
Look like
I
one of
like
those
people that do
Ottomans with
that.
a
The
skirt.
people that like have a beard. It's a short beard, but they didn't line it up. It's like half an inch too high.
Yes.
And so you see their jowls and everything. You're like, no, you needed to shift this whole thing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You blew it, buddy.
Yeah. Why do you even have it?
Yeah.
At that point.
It's like a little skirt for your face.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it now. Where before I always just did kind of the Don Johnson, where it was like that sort of long stubble.
It's my usual move.
That was my usual as well. But
It looks you have a very thick beard.
thank you.
You do look like that Yukon Cornelius picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's come along good. I feel lucky that it sort of like balanced out a bit, because it would be tough to be totally fucked up, no hair.
And then have a pube beard.
Yeah, and just have like a little ratty, you know.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
I trimmed my rat tail things off. I don't know if you guys no one noticed, so which is okay with me. But I had like the gross hair hanging in the back, you know,
Oh yeah.
my hockey hair going on. And anyway, that didn't matter. That was easy. Whatever. I don't care how even it is. I just don't want it all sticking out back there anymore. But I was looking at the back of my head. I had one mirror in my hands, looking in the bathroom, looking at the back. I was like, oh man, woo! It's getting
I can see. Yeah, you.
thin back here. Like I just saw how much thinner, like how much more
the
I can
crown.
see to the back of my head.
Yeah, I remember the last
Bummer.
haircut I gave you. It seemed like it was a little thin, but
Yeah.
considering your age and everything, I mean, it's still pretty
Yeah, no, I'm
amazing.
doing all right.
Yeah,
Plus
you
you have plenty of hair.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good.
you both have. I mean, because I can show you a picture of me in Grease the Musical. It is like the McDonald's logo. Where
It'd
it's
be
just-
weird if you did Grease and it wasn't a musical.
It's like the McDonald's.
Yeah. That's what it is. Well, and because it was one of like 3 kind of watershed hair moments where I remember the first one, I went to the lady who had cut my hair for like, since we'd moved to Boone. I brought a printed out picture of Jimmy Fallon
Yeah.
from Fever Pitch.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want my hair cut just like this. I liked his little coif.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at the picture and then looked at me and was like, it ain't happening. She was like, I don't know. I could tell that she was trying to be nice because again, she like it was family bar. It was like a doctor or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's our primary care.
You're like, I'm 11 years old.
Yeah. And she was like, "You're starting to lose your hair, sweetie." And I was like, "What?"
Like, am I
And this
sick?
was like, and I was like 18. And I was like, "This is crazy." And then, Grease the Musical was when I was 18 as well. That fall musical of my senior year, and you're supposed to slick it back like a greaser, you know. And it looked pretty bad. So they had to like, there's up close pictures where you can see they like kind of clipped in hair to like cover up the McDonald's logo and stuff and kind of shellac it and, you know, make it all sit right. And once you get in that zone, rough. Because I remember I was buying like chemicals off the internet trying to like save it and stuff. And then I did try Propecia for a little while. It didn't fuck up my dick despite what other people say, but it was just super expensive. Apparently that's a whole thing is like you get no boners if you take it or something. I still got boners. Nice. But like
I know it.
But like a dog, they didn't tell me that when you first take it, some people like a dog, you'll like blow your coat. Basically.
Okay.
So like all the hair that was up to be lost over the next year came out all like in a week after I started taking it. Devastated.
I was gonna say I would have been fucking devastated.
That was probably the closest I came to killing myself.
Man, I understand. Like when you're a young kid, you're already unsure about yourself, and you're like, now this, I got to deal with this shit.
I was probably 21 or 22 at this point.
I got zits and I'm going bald. That's great. Perfect.
Perfect. And
oh man, that is rough.
Yeah, and I remember just like trying to. I'm like, can I get to Turkey and get 30 grand together? Like, can I get a personal loan?
Yeah, can I get a couple paper routes?
Use the surgeries?
Yeah, something. I was really like trying to figure out a way just because I'm like, I love my hair. What are we going to do? Because again, if you're at 40, whatever.
Sure.
At that point, like you've had an acceptable run.
You had a run.
For sure.
You know what I mean? 22, that's a tough hang.
That is tough.
That's a tough one. And there were guys I knew that were worse off than me in school. Guys who had like back hair in 5th grade and shit. You know what I mean? Crazy shit. But yeah, I remember that Jimmy Fallon picture. And then, Grease the Musical, both like, I guess it's a wrap. And like, it almost felt like a relationship where it's like you're trying to save it, you're scrambling, you're like, I'll buy flowers.
Go through all the stages. Denial.
Right.
Yeah.
But my hair's
knocking on your hair's apartment at 3 a.m. Yeah.
My hair changed its number. Just like, fuck.
Sorry, dog. We're getting out of here.
Yeah, blocked me on Facebook. Right. I'm not in my friend's top 8 on MySpace anymore.
It's all crashing down.
I would say, that was top 3 like hardest thing. Like it's that and my dad probably tied.
Probably tied.
Yeah. It was pretty tough.
Yeah.
My hair took me to Jethro's and let me know.
So
That's a deep cut, people.
AJ, we got to tell you something.
Yeah, buddy. Pass the jalapeno cream.
I'm gonna bring this to you over some jalapeno poppers.
Oops, got a little hair in it.
Yeah. That's not gonna be happening again.
Yeah. It almost felt like my first real encounter with like mortality too.
Yeah,
being like, the sand dial is like tipped over now.
You shouldn't have had to have dealt with that though for another couple decades.
You would have thought.
Damn. Nothing's guaranteed in this life.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, it seems like I got my one of my mom's brother's hairline, which is so weird because, again, same parents like that they have. One of my uncles had like Dave's, like a beaver pelt. You know, like, couldn't
musky, thick, water repellent.
Yes, men with muskets fighting for it. You know, and then my other uncle has like my hair. Where I'm like, that's so straight. I know it's like genetics and shit, but just genetics are weird. I mean,
weird.
So weird that would happen that way. Because you hear, speaking of superstition, it's like it comes from your mom's dad or whatever.
Yeah.
My mom's dad had better hair than I do when he died. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where it's like, and he died at like 70, whatever. It's just
Grandpa,
weird.
you done with that hair? Or
Yeah.
I just want to pay my respects.
Yeah.
Run out of the
bunch
funeral
of white
parlor.
I actually liked how he died, which sounds like a weird thing to say. But he had like hardcore leukemia, if I remember correctly. I was like 10 or 11 when this was all going down. But I remember he was like, I'm ready to go home. And they packed him up. He sat in his favorite recliner and just died right in that.
Damn.
Right in front of everybody.
Damn.
I know. And I was like,
Pretty sweet.
Respect.
Like, you know what?
Did they? So he
The old
just kind of
Midwest,
called
like,
it.
Yeah.
yeah, where they were at the hospital trying to kind of like treat it at
Yeah.
a certain point. Because, I mean, he had smoked like 2 packs of Cools his whole life. I mean, just rough and tumble, whiskey drinking, crazy, like hilarious, cool guy.
How old?
I would say like 70s. He was relatively young, I guess, but did some hard living back then. Worked on the railroad for a long time. Started the Boone Hunt and Fish Club, not to brag.
Fancy.
Yeah, he's kind of a Boone legend a little. And I showed you the Golden Gloves boxing picture as well.
Yeah.
Verified. But yeah, I guess they wasn't responding to the treatment, and he was like, I'm going to die in my chair, dog.
Did the old Midwest like, well,
Yeah.
All right.
The SpongeBob.
yep.
I'm going to head out. But yeah, and we kept
Nice.
that chair. The chair was like in the fam. I think it still is
Nice.
chilling. But I was like, I don't blame.
Grandpa's death chair.
Yeah.
Woo.
I used to have one of my first stand-up jokes that kind of worked was about my grandpa in that chair, where he was like, my grandpa's final wish when he died was to die in his favorite chair. And luckily the chair's final wish was to die with some big fat old guy on it.
I like that.
Yeah, it worked out right back in the day.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It was like in the lefties days.
Yeah, I remember that.
Say what? Yeah, it works all right. You know, but yeah, actually, it was pretty creepy as a kid to kind of be like around it.
That's good for
We
you.
kind of went into the basement, but in hindsight, I was like, because I guess hospice is sort of what they do that
Yeah.
like anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe more they help you out with medicine a little bit more, but
Try to manage the pain.
yeah. So maybe they did have some of that. I just wasn't aware, but I did kind of like that he just rocked it out at home. He's like, fuck it, man.
Good for him, I guess.
Like, let's see.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it.
When it does seem like, because I've been there for like 2 or 3 kind of like family members and friends that sort of were almost able to sort of choose in a way. And it is kind of like they just sort
All
of
in that chair.
yeah, wheel it out. The whole family's died in this chair.
It's your turn.
Yes, that's right. It's like a Mayan temple. We sacrifice you in it. But yeah, where it is like weirdly, like they just sort of, at least the people I saw, they just like, this is my last breath now, I guess, and they just choose it. Or they like let it go.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's what you hear about. Like,
Yeah, my grandma and my grandpa were kind of like that.
Yeah.
Where maybe they just kind of could feel that it was
I think
on
you
the
can
way.
get, I have no idea though, but it seems like that happens enough where you get to a certain where you're sickly enough, you can be like, well, I'm out.
Yeah, you can like choose it.
Yeah.
Almost. You're like, all right, time to hit the old snooze.
Yeah.
do not disturb.
Yeah. Not to make it, I mean, I don't think of it as like, to me, I was actually kind of, it was nice that he got to do it where, like, I'd rather be in the chair than at a hospital, probably.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Maybe, especially if you could have palliative care or whatever, you know, if that's the word.
I'm going to pretend I know that it is.
Yeah. I thought I knew what sovereign meant earlier. Yeah. But, yeah, the hair was sort of me dealing with the mortality. Same thing with like when Gray started to come in. I was like, oh.
Have a baby in your
Clock's
40s and you go, oh, fuck. Like my life never really mattered before. Now I guess it does, sort of.
Yeah, that matters a lot to them.
I know.
Yeah.
Like I got reason to be alive.
That's really good.
I guess.
No, that's cool. To
I was
have
thinking about
someone,
that a
like,
lot
want
today.
it for you.
Yeah,
Almost, you
yeah.
know? That helps. A little wind underneath your wings.
Yeah, it used to be like, well, I really don't want my mom to be that sad, you know. I got these 2 dumb kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you start doing the math in your head of like when they're this age? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anymore, it's like,
Who knows?
because I think they consider anything after, I think it's like 34 or something is considered like a geriatric pregnancy. But nowadays, you can have kids in like your 50s, it seems
Yeah.
like, if you like handle it correctly and shit. I know there might be some whatever concerns with health or something.
For sure.
But it's pretty amazing what they can pull off these days.
Ladies in their 40s have kids all the time these days.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Unless IVF becomes illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'll have to rock if I ever do it. The old IVF.
Yeah.
Because of the vas. Because of my vas deferens being severed.
Have you? Never mind. We don't need to talk about that.
No, you can.
Oh, have you thought about getting it reversed?
I have actually. I got one of them. I did buy it off Amazon, so I don't know how good it was.
Oh
but
no.
It was the overall choice on the Amazon section.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't a sponsored one, okay? But I was just curious because you're supposed to like every like year or so like test it to make sure, because the body's kind of amazing, like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park, life finds a way sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where I was like, maybe
It's sperm coming out your nose.
yeah, something. But I did it, and I think I followed. I basically did it.
Whacking off for science.
It was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
It was hard to like get it kind of into the cup because you gotta like point it down almost. You gotta like.
You've been aiming it your whole life.
Yeah, it was just a weird angle to try to hit it.
Just put a sock over the cup to trick your brain.
Yeah. Put a little wig on the cup.
Yeah.
But that came back all negative, so I think it's all still good. But honestly, after the lineage thing, that which I don't know if I even talked about in this, but whatever. Found out my dad's not my biological dad, folks. Not a big deal.
That's a past episode.
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
That was on the old podcast that we talked about it. But weirdly, that like made me sort of rethink it more. I don't know why. But sometimes weird. I mean, you guys talked to me sort of right as it was happening. It brings out a lot of weird feelings when you find out. Your dad's not your bio dad at like 30.
Yeah.
Because before that, and I don't regret the vasectomy at all. I, if anything, would recommend it. I got it for like $20 on a copay.
Yeah, nice.
Seriously, I mean, it wasn't bad. I was really young, so I had to talk to the urologist a bunch of times because I was 24 when I did it, which is pretty young for most peeps. But don't regret it at all. But especially seeing friends have kids and stuff, it does seem cool. I know there's a lot of other shit involved too, but weirdly, it was the dad thing that kind of made me rethink it.
Yeah.
Where I was like,
interesting.
Yeah, I feel like it ignited something of like, I feel like before I wasn't a good enough person to like deserve to have a child.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, but again, that's like self-esteem, that's a bunch of my own
To
shit, right?
deserve to have a child. I felt like I wasn't a good enough person to.
Like I shouldn't put a child into the world that's mine because I'm shitty or whatever.
I see.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I understand what you meant.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. And then a lot of these other changes I've made over the years, I was like, I think I'd be all right.
Yeah.
Like a decent dad or whatever.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
You would.
But I just worried really bad. I thought I'd just be a bad dad or something.
Well.
Then I could be a bad daddy.
Well, sure.
Bad daddy.
Yeah. Not to bring that. I mean, again, to this stuff, like this all feels good to me. This is good changes, folks.
Yeah.
Like where, I used to just fucking hate myself, man. So
Yeah.
That's rough, buddy.
yeah. But now, a lot has changed, and who knows?
Things change. You kind of do know because you got your balls fixed. I guess,
You
but,
got your balls fixed.
Yeah. Took me to the vet.
yeah.
That's why it's $20.
Popped them out.
Yeah. But yeah.
They can reconnect that old highway, but build a new on ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like it's pretty successful. Then there's the IVF side too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old turkey baster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. I mean, especially now seeing like you do it at a little bit older age, because that was part of it too, is that I felt almost like so obsessed with like wanting to do this comedy shit that I'm like, I don't know if it's going to line up timeline wise, but it can work out anyway.
I was just so fucking lazy. I never wanted kids. And then somebody was like, too bad for you. I was like, all right,
and that
here we
person
go.
was your dick. Well, you're crushing it now.
Hey, thanks.
Yep.
Try
Does it ever trip you out, like just trip you out a little when
every single day.
when you wake up and you're like shaking a bottle and like
Yeah.
it on your hand or something.
Don't worry, it never stops.
Yeah.
No matter how old they are, you're just like,
Yep.
those are my kids.
Yep.
I got a nice little picture of your kids at that
Yeah,
show. And
I know. I love that picture.
And I felt it tripped me out where I was like, these are his kids.
I know.
Yeah. It was weird to see that. Like, I think your daughter like had a drink or whatever. It was just, and I didn't even, I'm my kids. And I felt sort of bewildered by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex is a father.
I know. Who knew?
Yeah. But life's crazy, man, And there's
Only
also
gets
lots
crazier.
of, options too. Aaron, who had been on the old podcast before, his family adopted his younger brothers, AJ and CJ, and they fostered a ton before that. Seemed to be pretty rewarding experience, So there's things out there.
Yeah.
If anything, that might be a kind of a cooler route for someone like me to go with my, my bloodline.
That's right.
Unless you guys are interested in merging bloodlines in any way.
We can talk about that later.
I think it is time we merged. For the good of humanity.
Yeah.
The good of the legions.
All three of us together make one pretty good person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that good? Is that good enough from something?
That's
38-year-old girlfriend.
39.
39-year-old.
Yeah. 39-year-old lady. Today, somebody said something about a 39-year-old on the radio. I was like, 39? Too old. I was like, holy fucking shit. I'm 43 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Yep.
Yes.
That's what I was saying
I
last
thought you were turning you say 49 is what you
I
are
am
now?
49.
Oh, I thought you were turning 48 for some reason.
Who cares?
That's
What's
crazy.
the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old.
Yeah. Like a fine wine. Like a fine Boone's Farm.
Fine. Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah.
Tropical Purple.
Oh, yeah. They still make that?
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Good.
You think they don't,
good
and then
to
you're
know.
looking in the booze store and you're like, well, there it is.
Yeah.
Same label, same, there it is.
Well, it has that. What I remember, Sobe drinks, their vibe. It kind of has that where it's almost glowing and
Oh, yes. It's like nuclear.
it looks kind of tasty when I see it.
It
there.
was, I drank plenty of it back in the day.
Oh, Mad Dog.
Oh, yeah.
God damn.
Oh, that was my go-to for a little
I
while.
know.
Drink a couple of those, go nuts. Freshman in college,
Wow.
living the life.
That was one because I did like Edward 40 hands. I did a lot of those kind of like rite of passage, getting drunk
Yeah.
type shit. Mad Dog 22 never happened. Never came across my desk.
Well, it shouldn't come across anyone's. It's horrendous. Oh,
What's the other disgusting Thunder Train?
Oh,
Night Train?
Night Train,
Night Train.
Thunderbird.
Thunderbird. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
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 I don't even know
Thunder
if I-
Train.
Thunder Train.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
That was my nickname in high school.
What do you got on that scroll there, buddy?
Would PetSmart or Petco give you a haircut if you asked for one?
That would be pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, these are just some
Yeah.
of the thoughts I have.
I'm just here for a trim. Where's your dog? Not for my
You're
dog.
looking at them.
Yeah. For my hog.
I feel like they would.
Yeah.
You know?
No way.
You don't think?
No.
Not up to
I doubt
code.
it. Who knows?
What if you were just an especially hairy fella?
Yeah. Just sit on their little table. They put the thing around your neck and you just sit
They're
there.
blow drying. Yeah. And like,
That'd be a good. That could
Chest
be our
hair.
first no sleep video.
I was thinking of those sketches that, because we have some of them, which are fun to watch, folks, on our YouTube. If you look further down, there's ones of us in Toll's car, going to thrift stores, things like that. They're a fun time. Going to the cat show. But you had mentioned that
Going to the dog groomer and the diapers.
Yes.
Coming up next.
the my blacksmith fantasy that winds up me being making swords for like I-80 truck stop or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's got some legs.
Yeah.
Where it's like really, looks like Lord
Yeah.
of the Rings style.
Yeah.
Tink. Looks very medieval.
Yeah.
and it's
Somebody hanging it up,
Yeah.
and then pan out. It's like
Yeah.
a tobacco shop at the
Yeah.
I-80 truck stop.
It's Alex's vape shop.
yeah.
I think that's got
You,
some
out back in the alley with your little forge going.
yeah, just slowly pulling back on it, revealing more. Very Kubrick,
Yeah.
pulling.
Slow pull.
Yeah, maybe 2025 is the year. Get a little more sketch action going, I think. I'm feeling more confident on the video camera side after all this shit too. So,
Nice.
are you too familiar with Badussy?
Is that
It's butt, dick, and pussy.
okay? So I wasn't sure. I thought it was a pussy bidet for a second.
I heard someone was talking about sex and the smells therein that are associated with sex, and they were like, "Man, that's that Badussy." And I had literally like a hacker got on my flipped open the laptop. I was, what's Badussy? It is the smell of butt, dick, and pussy
Okay.
merged. For those wondering at home,
I see.
a semi truck with no load on the back looks like a guy who skips leg day. Where it's like just the head part of the
Yeah,
truck.
yeah.
It looks so funny.
Yeah.
With not, I don't even know what. It's just the box they put on the back.
Yeah.
Without that, it looks very stupid.
Yeah.
It's like Mega Mind or something. Here we go. I'm just gonna fire them out. My favorite type of lingerie are the little drawers they put on the Reese's peanut butter cup. You peel it off. You're like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
Save those for
Always
later.
leaves little juice on the bottom
Yeah,
too.
that's right.
Yeah.
Little dookie streak.
Badussy there too.
Oh, you were getting excited for me, Reese's.
Little gruel.
yeah.
I think I told the story way back in the old podcast, but when I first moved to California for college, a very beautiful girl was also going there that lived like right across the hall. We were hanging out kind of for the first time on the balcony, smoking cigs.
Nice.
She kind of smoked. I didn't really smoke at that point, but I was like, I'm not going to not smoke.
willing to learn.
Yeah, I'm willing to start right now.
Yeah.
And so we're out there. I'm getting like a huge head rush, about to puke probably.
Just pulling on a cigarette.
Right.
That's how you do it, right? Phew, that's so good.
Smoking it filter for not again. But out there getting a crazy head rush, and I'm just like trying to like cobble together anything cool to say throughout this whole conversation. And she was a really well-off girl from like the Denver area. Like she drove an Audi, or her dad drove an Audi from Denver to California so that she would have a car in California. Gives you an idea what we're working with here. I'm a simple boon man.
Yeah, right.
So again, I'm smoking cigarettes. I'm trying to wrap my head around this whole thing. And I remember at one point, she's talking about her ex, who is clearly like a very well-off, like ski lodge kind of guy.
Filmed in an 80s movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta neg this guy somehow to like get my juice kind of going in this conversation. And she's talking about him, and I'm like, this guy sounds like the epitome of stupidity.
Epitome.
I didn't realize it. I thought it was a different word. than epitome.
Yeah.
Pretty stupid in hindsight.
Nice.
Yeah, she took it well. Though.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
The cigarette's hitting a little hard.
Oh man.
That's one of those ones I think back to like at least a couple times a year of like,
Yeah.
never get too big for your britches, AJ.
Yeah.
Because there's always moments. It's like the Jimmy Fallon picture. Where it's like, humility is important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life will always humble you in one way or another.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking Spanish to Indian women. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that one I stand by, actually.
Muy bonita. What?
If I was, if I was him, I'd change my name to Neil Dadass Tight Son,
Oh,
Hit it.
astronomist.
yes.
Okay, that saved it at the end.
About my gym journey, I'm now almost 200 pounds, but not fat. So if you're looking for a fucking walk-in fridge for your new shop, just let me know.
Are you putting on weight now?
Yeah,
Muscle?
Trying to. I'm trying to get to 205, I think.
Bulking up.
Damn.
Yeah. It's because when I was a little under 210, which was the biggest I'd ever been before, and then I got down to like about 179-ish was like the lowest weight since I started working out. Now I'm trying to bring her up. Some of it's a little Christmas weight, let's be honest.
Believe me, I understand that.
A little marbling of the meat, you know.
Well, that's why I talk about where it's I really think about that when I'm in the gym, where it's like I just want to be as delicious as possible when I die. When the impending apocalypse, nice little rump roast for Toll.
Yeah.
Got a couple of nice lean cuts on them.
Yeah. When you think of it that way,
Nicely
it's
marbled.
because I'll definitely have some streaks of fat through it. Very ribeye. Like.
Tastes like he quit smoking years ago.
Yeah. Oh, you see where the smoke reading stopped.
Yep.
Yeah. Could be good. It's kind of pork like.
Yeah, I'm gonna taste like fucking strawberry watermelon coconut.
I wouldn't mind having a little taste of that. Man.
There you go.
Thank you. I got very close just a couple days ago to buying one of these bad boys.
Yeah.
Where I was like, it's show week. Daddy could use a little pick me up, you know? I didn't.
I had a late night, couldn't find my vape, and it was not pretty and embarrassing, just on a personal level where I was like, don't wake the baby up or the partner. Find vape. Like digging through everything, like
Ripping open drawers.
yeah.
Finding old ones.
It's-
Yeah, you find your pile of old ones. Just,
yeah.
Nose starts bleeding through both nostrils. That was like that first night when I lost mine in the snowdrift outside the club. It was on a Sunday, and I was like, none of the vape shops are going to be open. I am so fucked.
Yeah.
That's why I quit until now. But
Alex's vape shop is open 7 days a week till 9 o'clock.
interesting.
good to know.
No more snowdrift problems for old age.
There you go, buddy.
Do you ever see anyone else in there, or are you just
I have
the
a
lone
couple times.
customer? Okay.
He runs out of things, so I'm like,
Okay.
all right, that's a big seller then, huh? I don't know if the guy that works there is super nice. We're like pals now. I was telling him all how highly I've thought of the Digi flavor.
Yeah.
Shout out Digi flavor, sponsor No Sleep the podcast.
Yes.
You hear me, China? Come on, we're on TikTok. Yeah.
282 followers.
That's right, buddy. Working our way up there.
Yeah, we're climbing.
But yeah, this has 3 settings. I like it. The button's on the bottom, so it doesn't fucking change all the time. It works while it's charging.
That's nice.
It's big.
Yeah,
Especially when you're driving.
That's a new emergent vape technology.
Yes.
Well,
Using
'cause
them while they're plugged in.
That was the thing that my refillable type one I had, that could do that. And that when you had a fully charged, but then you had it on the charger,
Yeah.
that's like sport mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
That's like the NOS tank.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
That's the IROC Z
Yeah.
of vapes.
That's that's when like the car lifts up on the front on the drag race.
yeah.
Oh, come on, AJ. I know I already talked about Badissi.
I'm not going to blow my no sleep jokes on No Sleep the podcast.
I'll blow it. I saw this video of a guy. He's like, all right. And he's in the front. Clearly it's him and then a friend in the passenger seat with a camera. This could have been a no sleep video pretty readily if we so chose. But anyway, it's from my favorite YouTube videos of the ones that are from 10 years ago, where it's like, uploaded 10 years. That's how you know it's like peak YouTube, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's like well-seasoned classic. But guy in the front seat, he has a little glass pipe. And he's like, all right, this is driving while on salvia.
Oh, yeah.
And then so he sits there, torches this bowl, holds it for like 2 minutes. It was really impressive. Like, then exhales. And he's like, all right. Gets his keys out, starts to turn it. Then he puts his hand on the wheel and goes, I think we're gonna rest a little while.
Yeah.
They never even get to driving. I was like, that's a good scientific test right there. I was excited to see. I was like, maybe coordination's still fine. I don't know. No.
Did you did it once, right?
I got scared out of salvia because I had a few friends back when you could buy it at places that you could get samurai swords and stuff.
It's like the original kratom.
Yeah, you could get it at like the Ames Mall and stuff.
Yeah.
So some guys that were like in my high school did it, and they fucking flipped out. Like they said it was scary because I think it only lasts like 5 minutes or something, but it's crazy intense. And yeah, they kind of scared me straight on. I never tried it.
Well, that's like DMT, which lasts like 5 minutes, I think, or something like that. And they're like, oh no, but in your mind, it feels like an eternity in another world.
That's what I've
basically like another lifetime in cartoon world.
Yeah.
Like, huh.
There's a comedian. He told a story on a podcast. And
Shane Moss?
No, I can't remember his name.
I guess I'll go fuck myself.
No. But this guy, he had never drank, had never done anything. He was in the military, and it was Christmas, and he basically was done with the military, just got his discharge. He's like, his buddy's like, let's do salvia. For the first time, he's like, I don't want to do weed. I'm kind of afraid. Not drinking. So he's like, all right. So his buddy was going to come over, and he's like, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to try it before. And he he's in the basement, takes a huge rip of salvia. And he said he woke up and he was like floating in a lake, and a bunch of people pulled him onto a boat. And like, oh, we thought you died and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what is happening? And then he said he lived the next like 30 years in Tyler, Texas, working at a plant.
Wow.
And like would get up every day and like live this whole thing.
Wow.
And eventually he like tried to call his old phone number and all this shit. And then finally he kind of just gave up, just kept clocking into work and like living a life. And then finally, I can't remember. He
all
finally
within a
snapped out.
trip.
But if him, it felt like 30 years or something, like 20 years or a few years, like years though.
Yeah.
He thought, and he looked at his watch. He woke up. His wife thought he had a heart attack. His buddy showed up. They're all flipping out.
Right.
And it had been like
they show up with
2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
We're here for the salvia party.
That's
So I was like, ooh, yikes.
Do you guys ever watch Rick and Morty?
I've just seen a bit of your house.
Okay. There's one where they I never want to bring it up, but there's one where they're playing a video game that you just live. So it's like this whole, I don't even remember if it's the whole episode, but Morty lives like an entire life till like you try to like be, and then he wakes up and they take the headset off of him and he's just been playing a, future space video game. I was like, the concept of that is fucking like, why couldn't that be true? Like, what if when you die, we just wake up and who's to say? The only person that knows what our reality is us.
Yeah.
It's very weird to think about.
I never thought about it that way. Of the our reality only being us.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Because my theory that I've drunkenly recited many times for a long time has been that I assume, regardless of how you die, and this is actually what gives me some amount of peace with it, is that like basically sort of like the trip, you just go into purgatory is the wrong word for it, but essentially you go into that dream state because they say you flush with DMT when you're born and when you die.
Yeah.
Like it's basically what happens to you because it exists in essentially every living thing naturally. But they flush you with it. So I'm like, much like that trip of like working 30 years at a fucking rubber plant or whatever that guy was doing, where you live in that dream as you die, and likely your conscious is what dictates the pleasantness or unpleasantness of that dream, which is what would lean towards heaven or hell.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like you can remove the religious component, but more just like if you lived a semi-wholesome life or whatever else, then you probably wouldn't have such.
What if you
dreams.
just did a bunch of terrible shit, but just didn't feel guilty at all about it?
And I think you're one of those lucky ones. Yeah. That's the unfortunate.
I win.
Yeah. But that's why, I mean, that seems to be.
That is pretty interesting. I like that.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm like, that seems to, with a little bit of science, a little bit of my own science, and just like tripping experience and things like that. Cause I've had like with mescaline, when I got sucked into a homemade kaleidoscope for a couple days. It felt like,
It happens.
but yeah, it was like 3 hours or something, really. But it did feel like years.
Yeah.
where I was like in space, surfing around, like no body, but just there. And there's
Cool.
like crystalline structures, and
Man, you
the
sold that
kaleidoscope
pretty hard.
would recommend.
Did you enjoyed it?
Oh, mescaline was by far the best trip ever.
And that's
had.
what's in peyote,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I had a guy in Ames who
Nice.
who made it himself, and he showed up with one of those. It was basically that size of bottle, but Dr. Pepper, and it had a nice little brown sludge in it, and you just do some shots of that, torch a few bowls just to kind of get the party going.
Yeah.
Because like shrooms, you'll do that kind of too
Yeah.
sometimes or whatever, hypothetically. And yeah, and I remember he put on. I wish I could think of the name of the group, but it's one of those groups that's like at Burning Man. It's like tribal-y drums
Yeah.
and stuff. He set the scene for sure.
Yeah.
And then I remember, like smoking the weed, and I had smoked weed 1,000 times already at that point. And I remember he was like, maybe 20 minutes in, super stoned. I'm like, I don't think this is going to do shit. And then he was like, take a look at this. And handed me, and his dad made homemade kaleidoscopes, which is just super cool in general.
Yeah.
I was like, beep, boop, beep, boop. And then I remember twisting it again, and it was like twisting open a doorknob or something.
Yeah.
Like right into it.
Cool.
Yeah. It was fucking sweet.
Sold.
Yes. And I'm someone that not only have I been on SSNIs for a long time, which is similar to an SSRI, but whatever, like an anti-anxiety medication. Didn't have any weird like interactions. Not that this is an endorsement. I'm not a doctor. But as someone who was fearful of that, because I had some weird stuff with acid one time when I took it that interacted in a weird way and stuff.
Yeah.
Super pleasant. And not only that, but for like the week after, I remember I was working at Fighting Burrito, and I was sitting there like shredding cheese to make queso and like chopping red bell peppers, and I was just living. I felt great
For a week?
for a week after. Like,
Oh, that's amazing.
just total like blissed out. Just felt like
the
at
old
peace with that.
reset.
Yeah, I just felt like totally at peace with everything. And
Cool.
when I'm having like a really hard time, I try to like think back to how that felt, basically.
Yeah.
It helps.
Nice. That's a good rabbit hole to go down. Not that it's, but like TikTok, like DMT experiences. Just some people describing them.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Even
Yeah.
like Jim Belushi has a pretty interesting one.
Really?
I'm like, huh.
I wouldn't have expected
Yeah.
evolution.
He doesn't act. I think he has this big ass
he's the
weed
weed farmer.
farm. Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm like, huh. You're all right, Jim Belushi.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected. I mean, I haven't looked other than according to Jim.
Yeah.
That's all the reference I got. But
According to Jim, would not have led me to believe he did DMT and then started a weed farm, but that is what he did.
Yep.
Yeah.
it sounds like Tyson kind of went that way too. As
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Where he went. I think it was more like shrooms in the toad.
He's a real mushroom guy, I
Yeah.
guess.
Which I've had. I never did like a heroic dose of shrooms like that, 3.5 and above
Right.
for grams. But I've done like the 2 and coming up on 3, and I've always enjoyed it.
I've had some negative.
I hear it's
times.
emotional if you like not in a good place. It can be tough.
Yeah, not even like times where I was sitting there, like my nose. I don't know if my nose is really running or not, but it sure feels like it is, and my eyes will start tearing up. And then sometimes I've had a couple times where I'm just sitting there, like, first of all, I shouldn't have just done this in my living room, and then
Especially with the baby right there.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have given any to the baby for sure. Why did I do that? And then just like feeling like this desperate feeling of wanting it to be over because I just feel crappy
Damn.
because I like didn't do enough to really and then I'm just like, oh no, I just have this fucking shitty, rancid feeling stomach.
Like dread.
And it's like, ugh. But then you have those good ones. You're like, hell yeah.
But I'll even have that with weed. So like where I'm on a break now, I have to take breaks sometimes because it'll just, if I'm doing it a lot or something, I'll hit like a weird bad one.
Yeah.
Where it's just like the day it didn't align right.
Yeah.
Or something.
yeah.
And it's like pure anxiety and like not good vibes. And,
Yeah.
So I believe it. I would like to try, because I think I've more or less moved past like, because I did robo tripping. I did a lot of stupid shit when I was young. You know, I tried everything because we were just like trying to get fucked up, especially before you could.
I waited till I was in my 30s.
That seems more.
I wouldn't say no to anything.
Yeah. But ayahuasca is one that I have like reserved of like, I think I would give it a shot, but I would really I feel like I'm starting to get into a place where I'd be ready for it.
Yeah.
Like almost that stuff that like the kid thing or whatever, where it's like, I feel I needed to do some groundwork ahead of time to set myself up for success with it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think a guided DMT or ayahuasca or mescaline would be pretty sweet.
Guess what? It is.
Yeah.
Change this guy's life.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, my friend had, I mean, I don't know if he did it himself or whatever. I don't want to, whatever, get him in trouble or something.
Yeah.
But he was couldn't have been better when it came to just a pro and knew. Because there were times where I remember that first, like, that huge ramp, which it wasn't like hitting a wall, which sounds like smoking DMT is like, where it's just you go from 0 to 1,000.
Yeah, you take 3 big hits according to
Yeah.
all the things I've seen.
The T thing I did was actually a nice ramp, but there was still kind of like there's no, like the roller coaster's clicking up now.
yeah.
Yeah, where it's like,
Feel the
kinda like you
energy.
said.
Like you're like, oh, here we go.
I think I have something to do tomorrow, actually. You know?
Yeah.
Sort of that feeling, but he perfectly helped me get there. He's like, it's all going to be great, man. Don't worry about it.
Well, I just think about when I was young, really young, and like you smoke weed for the first few times. I remember having the first couple times, great times. And then the third time was like, oh my God, hiding in the woods. Yeah. And then it's like 4 hours of just being like,
Yeah, it lures you in. You're like, this is fun. And no big deal. And then you're like, whoa. I unlocked another door.
Yep.
I don't think I should have.
Yeah. It starts to show you other parts of your brain. You're like, oh, I didn't know this was part of.
But then you get to.
What are you doing in here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the part that used to fascinate me during that whole period of trying everything was like, I want to go to like the darkest, I want to see every terrible part of it. Like, I want to be scared almost,
Oh.
But that's.
And you are, and you're like, I'm just kidding.
That definitely happened. Yeah.
I had a couple of those.
Then you call an ambulance on yourself.
I don't know what you're talking about. Even that was a big watershed moment too. I think that led to that was a domino that led to many.
Well,
dominoes.
when your brain is like, well, we're convinced, we've talked about it, and we're dying.
Yes.
So you're like, shit. So that automatically clicks a bunch of things in your brain. You're like, damn.
And
Even though it's not real, your brain thinks it is. So that starts some dominoes going in the brain for sure.
Well, and there's something
The
at
old
least,
ego death.
and it might be something to do with a more anxiety-prone brain, perhaps. But I have noticed that in my life, at least, and in my brain, sometimes when you open a door to like certain types of thought, it's impossible to close it ever again. Like if you, get sort of fucked up or like trip or whatever, and you get scared one time, now that door to scary town is open every time.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you always go there, but it's always open now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's unlocked. Yeah, like now that level is there.
Because I remember
It's like a video game. You're like, new tier. You're like, oh, I don't like that one.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Because a few like the close, like near death type experiences I had, they all came like that. It was identical to the feeling I had when I called 911 or whatever. You know what I mean? And if I wouldn't have had those before, I don't know if I get there the same way or whatever.
You get to a certain point, not with the monster dose, the championship dose that you took that one time, but when you do it enough that you can just be like, well, I know why I'm feeling this. So
you can start rationalizing a bunch of it.
Just relax, buddy.
I wish I could
be okay.
I think what made it especially hard was that I woke up and it was like 4 a.m. and it was still dark. Like I had, and then it was like super dissociative where, it just started to compound really fast where I was like, now I don't recognize anything. This doesn't look like my place anymore. It became really, really weird. Like I can still remember the thoughts of being like, I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
As in like, I know it's not, I know this is my place, but I couldn't feel like it was, Oh yeah.
It was, I know.
Yeah. It was so, Oh, I guess, you better. But it's, what a strange feeling, but also, eye opening in that, a reminder of how it's all kind of on a knife's edge, like just perception, reality, consciousness, comfortability with it, where it's like, it's the same thing that trips me out and made. I've actually been doing a lot better over these last couple of years. Like when I drove in NOLA when we were there, that was a big deal for me.
And you did such a great job.
Thanks. But I mean, I was terrified of the interstate because of car wrecks I'd been in and stuff. And it's just so weird that, I mean, because I would sit there and think, I'm like, I'm in a fucking hunk of steel with like a fiery engine in the middle and other people are on it and some of them aren't paying attention. You know, I would start thinking about it on this crazy level and it would trip me out. And then I would start to feel dissociated. I mean, really.
I've had that. I'm spending so much. I don't do it as much as I used to. It's probably because I don't drink as much anymore. I don't know. But like you start getting those death thoughts where you're like, somebody could just plow into me right now.
Yes.
For like somebody could decide they want to kill me and just drive across the interstate and fucking plow into me. And then you start thinking about, you start like, rolling into that, where you're like, oh my, and then you get like this fucking terrified feeling behind the wheel, and you're like, oh my god,
like, what am I even doing?
Like I shouldn't be in this fucking. What am I? I'm in a fucking giant hunk of steel going 75 miles per hour. This is insane.
Yes.
Why would anyone do this?
Yeah. I would years ago, when we first became friends, I would have that thinking about you driving everywhere.
Damn.
Like even just like in proximity to it, where I'd be like, he's out there all the. To me, it was like you were like pulling up like Beaches of Normandy style, where I'm like, Toll's going to war every day on these fucking roads, you know. But that's how it, you know, you can't.
I'm so fucking 200,000 miles plus later. I don't even. Like, whatever. Fucking, I'll drive through a ditch. Yeah. It is weird though. There's 5 of us in this room. And then someday we'll all be dead.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
It's weird to think about.
Tonight's the night.
Yeah.
That's part of what I think makes sort of this and the whole art kind of fun, where I'm like, have I said incredibly stupid shit on this very episode? Absolutely.
I've said less that I regret than usual. And I'm pretty excited. I would also like to I'd like to say to Sarah and my children, I love you all, even though I make silly jokes on the podcast about not doing that
and giving them shrooms.
Yeah.
Jokes.
I was like, all jokety jokes.
Yeah.
Jokety jokes. And people that work at Casey's, you're not morons. Not all of you. I said that on the last podcast. I felt bad about it.
Everybody, you got to come to the next
I felt bad about it for a week.
Yeah. Let it marinate. He'll come back.
Yeah. So all you Casey's morons, you're okay.
Yeah. Just keep that pizza cup.
Now I did say something I regret.
Well,
you're not. You're fine.
Tune in next week for the apology.
Yeah.
That's
you're doing
good.
great. I'm glad you're all working there.
Yeah. There were some good peeps at the one over in Beaverdale, like just because I was in there getting Haagen-Dazs all the time.
I don't know that one lady. This is why I can't. Me and Sarah went in there one day, and the lady goes like, she's like, oh, "Man, you're pregnant." She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're huge." Sarah's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Are you having twins?" Sarah's like, "No." He's like, "Are you sure you're not having twins?"
Shut up.
Yes.
The Irish-German rage in me will headbutt a motherfucker to the ground.
Yes. And Sarah was clearly getting very pissed, and I was like, I don't know what to do here. So, yeah, it was just like,
avoid girth type observations.
Yes. Unless you're talking about my wang through my pants.
That's right.
That'd be pretty weird too, though.
That would be weird. Not at a Casey's, but
my hog pressed up in these dungarees, you know, and these carpenter jeans I got for Christmas.
Yeah. It's funny that you guys noticed my pants.
Oh, I noticed the pants right away.
That's funny because
they just look like nice pants.
Thank you.
Looks like school picture day or something.
Yeah.
I wore my muffin shirt.
the little laser background.
Yeah.
At the gym, they took out the tanning bed. They used to have free tanning.
Ooh.
And have replaced it with a red light therapy bed. I tried it for the first time.
What is that?
I guess, and it's kind of a newer thing. Charlotte, maybe you can weigh in on this. You probably know about it. Red light is supposed to help with like recovery, like healing, things like that. It's just a certain type of like infrared or whatever.
A hooker doesn't come suck you off.
Yeah.
Red light. district.
Roxanne.
You don't have to put on the red light.
I didn't realize Sting was British.
Oh yeah, buddy.
For some reason, I
British
always
as
thought
they
he was
get.
American. I don't know why.
Those days are over.
You didn't know Gordon was British?
I did not. I didn't know his name was Gordon until you told me. These are the things you learn hanging out with old guys.
Yeah,
That's
buddy.
right. We got this kind of facts, useful facts you can use.
Life wisdom.
I guess they did make it in America, so why?
Yeah, I guess it's just one of those things.
So you've never seen the OG Dune, but you have.
No, I have not actually.
Oh,
David Lynch, maybe? Mm-hmm. Heard it's pretty wild.
yeah.
It is nuts.
It is quite wild.
Not really in good ways, but
No, I mean, it's.
I have a
all
little
right.
hard time with his movies and shows.
I like Elephant Man. He's a weird dude.
Yeah. I appreciate his weirdness. Just
Yeah.
They don't
Eraserhead.
don't go down as smooth as I would like maybe.
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the red light therapy, the bed, I tried it first time today. I don't know if it did anything necessarily, just getting started. That being said, I was like, this is what my Pop-Tarts must have felt like. Because it really is just like, it looks like the inside of a
Are you just
toaster.
bathing in red light?
Yeah, so literally it looks like a tanning bed, but the bulbs in them are infrared. So it's just a giant red bed. And I remember I clicked it on and then I like peeked open one little eye, which you're not supposed to do because it's like a tanning bed.
Does it? Is it? So it's warm.
No heat.
This sounds stupid.
It is.
Sounds stupid.
Yeah.
It's just Christmas lights,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
allegedly, it's all the rage. Wouldn't you agree, Shyla?
I would agree.
Yes.
That it's all the rage, or that
Support a red light therapy.
you support red light
I
therapy.
support red light therapy.
It's a very big thing. It's sort of like in the same department for athletes and stuff as those hyperbaric chambers and stuff where
That I get.
yeah, I think there is some decent research on red light therapy, actually, surprisingly.
Okay.
But it does seem, when I was in there, I was like, is it
going on?
Yeah.
I'm judgment. That
Like
picture.
a toaster strudel.
You know what's fun, Alex? For your birthday, you said post pictures of me with of us together. I thought it was funny because I was like, I'm in like 5 of these pictures already. Hilarious. AJ's in a bunch. But that picture of us on the curb is me and you outside of the foot massage place. Everyone's like, why don't you get a foot massage? I was like, I don't want no fucking foot massage.
Oh, and
I'm staying out here. Yeah.
And then I got a foot massage covered in ant bites.
Yes.
That's right.
I remember the lady
Yeah.
pulled up because I basically had like
Oh,
this
it
from the
was-
ankle up.
Oh, it was
So it wasn't
bad.
on the foot, but I remember it looked like I had prepubescent acne like all around my ankles.
Yeah.
And she takes my socks off and then pulls the pant up and she goes, it looked like I got stung by like 1,000 bees.
It was 1,000 ants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I knew ants were.
You didn't
the
say
real
anything
deal.
to any of us.
I didn't want to ruin the. You know.
That's funny. I'll never. I was like, damn, AJ, that is crazy. Because if 1,000 ants bit me, you would have been hearing about that the rest of the goddamn trip. And AJ didn't say a word.
Didn't want to poo-poo anybody's fun.
I would.
And I wanted people to come hang out by the fire, which the ants were at.
Yeah, that's where they were absolutely centered.
Because basically it was like they had some old wood kind of where the
Yeah.
fire
Yeah.
was.
The
and I
ants
was
would
like,
stake that whole
I was
area
like, let me
out.
get that out of there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Shoo, ants,
Yeah.
shoo.
They'll get you. Yeah. And I definitely like felt them biting me and stuff, but they got some venom on them.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. Like how
I used to have a book called Man Eaters, and there was a
Yeah, I bet you
chapter
did.
on fire ants. So yeah.
Yeah, that was my first real encounter. I think I'd been like nipped at a couple times, like a bee sting, something like that, sort of with ants. But
Now those ants are all like,
yeah,
let's get 'em.
That was a blitzkrieg
Yeah.
of ants. Like they, because it was both ankles, they cooked me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was crazy.
they're trying to get you down to their level, then
Yeah.
they take over your whole body.
It took about a year for like the scarring and everything to go away. It was-
Damn.
yeah, it was like pretty real deal shit.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
seeing them being like,
Yeah,
those aren't like regular bug bites.
no.
No, it was nasty.
These New Orleans ants hit different.
Yeah.
Well, they probably do. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of. I remember going out and you'd hear the bugs at night,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it'd be like,
Oh
deafening.
yeah, it was spring, early spring.
Yeah.
Or when it was
Yeah, it was
early
like my
spring.
birthday,
Yeah,
April.
And I just remember sitting out on that big ass patio, like Jesus, it's like the fucking jungle out here.
There's a little stream back there.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I watch a little video recap I made where it has like the little clip from oh, you got a pretty mouth, boy. Not Defiance.
Deliverance. Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah. It's a good, again, check out our YouTube. You already are, because if you're watching this, look further back.
Go back.
Yeah, the NOLA recap. Pretty good. That was a good trip, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, folks. We've done plenty of time. Too much time, if anything. This weekend, folks, Saturday, No Sleep at Vallear. Kind of the culmination of a ton of work, so mean a lot if you were there.
Yeah. On this guy's part.
Yeah. But everybody's been a part.
Oh, yeah.
Been a part of many, many shows.
Very exciting.
Yes. See Toll in the suit, if you can find it.
Yeah. I'll
Will
find
he
it.
find
Either way.
Yeah, it's going to be a tuxedo t-shirt.
That'd be awesome. I wore a jacket over it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know. I know where that is.
Of course. It's the important item.
Yes. New Black Hat ice cream coming soon is what I heard on the street.
Soon.
Very soon. Until then, go to the other one at Cottage Grove.
Yep. And Toll's still doing the same dumb shit he always does.
That's right. That's what we pay him the big bucks for. Venmo at Toblecop. Jay Garcia. Keep it coming. No, I'm just kidding.
You're good, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But everybody else does need to pony up.
That's true.
Jay's paid his way.
That's right.
He gets VIP access.
That's right. He gets fucked old. Fair is fair.
Well, get a little red light therapy.
What else? Patreon.com/NoSleepDSM. Like and subscribe. Follow us on TikTok. We're blowing up. Get in now. It's like a stop.
Get on the ground floor.
You want to get in now before we hit the fucking...
Before they get rid of TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Spaceships don't come with rear view mirrors. You know what I'm saying? Thank you to Dave for paying the rent on the studio. Appreciate that, buddy. Welcome back from Florida. Yeah. He came back with a
25 bottle.
with
Cornucopia.
with an Oregon Trail wagon's worth of fucking hooch. He's got
Dave has
Shiloh,
got dysentery.
he's got Shiloh building shelves in his basement to store it all.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, folks. Hopefully see you Saturday. Thank you, Shiloh, executive producer. She wrote all those Badussi jokes. I'm AJ Simmons.
Ooh. I'm Toll McGrain.
I'm the ice cream king of Des Moines, Iowa, Alex Carter.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Fucking AJ, Toll and Alex. They're fucking hilarious.
This is a certified hood classic.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.